Good morning, Herman. How are you, man?
I'm good. How are you doing? I don't know. Does this sound acceptable? This mic?
Yeah, yeah. And you're looking
Yeah.
sharp there, dude. I mean, you got 40,000 guitars in the background, and I've got junk. But it's good to talk to you again, man. How's things going?
I'm doing good, not bad at all.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. I'm glad we could do this. The last interview we did, the whole thing got fried. The whole
Oh,
video
really?
and audio got corrupted. I was so devastated because it was
Oh,
like
wow.
that. So I'm glad we're back at it. Knock on wood. No more gremlins. But mate, you're about to become a dad again. Oh, did I hear that right? Is that on the
Where
down?
do you hear this stuff from?
I hear it on the
Yeah.
down low. Is this secret stuff or is it stuff that I have to edit out? Look, kill it.
It's not really secret stuff. Yeah, if you see me looking tired, you know what the hell is going on. I'm actually still very good looking. If I
Yes,
get tired sometimes, you know what's going on.
that's right. So you is this number one for you? Number
Two,
two.
so
Yeah.
double tiredness. No, but
Oh,
it's good. There's it it's give you a reason to live and do better in what you're doing, I think.
yeah, I agree, man. Hey, I got lots of them. Well, not lots of them. I got three of them. Three and a granddaughter. So I know exactly that I haven't slept in decades. So I know exactly what it's like. But congratulations, dude. Here's to you and your family, all right?
Thank you.
That's all right. But that's human babies. But now we're going to talk about, of course, your ninth metal baby. The new Dragonforce album, Warp Speed Warriors, drops on March 19, and it's such a good album, dude. Like I've been cranking it in the car, at work, got me doing stuff really fast because that's what Dragonforce does, right? But man, like it's been like what 5 years since your last album, Extreme Power, and are you relieved that you're back into it?
Uh, yeah. I mean, every Dragon Force album is kind of stressful.
Hmm.
And it's like, well, if it's not stressful, you're not really working hard enough. You're not pushing your creativity to the limit, and you're not doing it. So there's no such a thing as an easy album, and that's good. We're always trying to make it harder. So on this album, no, I'm not going to say it's faster or heavier. It's just it's like an upgraded version of the previous version, not like a huge, massive upgrade, but it's a incremental improvement all the time. At least for us in our mind.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there anything on there that you sort of challenged yourself a bit too much with in the terms of technicality that you were like, I kind of overdid this and now I've got to relearn it. Was there any parts in any of the songs like that?
Not so much that, more like the to make our visual vision
Hmm.
become a reality became much harder, much more work. So we wanted these insane collabs on certain songs, and it's like, wow, okay, well, so we gotta mix two times this song. We gotta, you
Yeah.
know. So the collabs that happen on these songs, on Astral Warrior Anthem, on Doomsday Party, on Burning Hearts, which got special guest version. I mean, we're making us, I had to edit a second music video for Doomsday Party for the Elize Reed collab version. So it became that's actually a lot of work, because you're not just like saying, oh, I just sing some stuff and that would do, slap it together. You really concentrate on it. You're working with the artist to make sure it sounds arguably better than the original, like Dragon Force only version.
Well, I mean, you're talking about the bonus tracks there with the alternate versions. You've got Matt Heafy, you've done jam with before, Nita Strauss, Alissa White-Gluz, and Elize Wright, who is one of my favorite people on the planet. Why'd you go and do the two different versions, like instead of just having the main version? It's great.
Well, I learned from the last few years doing Twitch live streams and YouTube's content that, you know what, there's so much talent out there. Life is too short to you just to play in your own bubble. There's
Mm.
so many amazing musicians. Why don't we try to do something and see how it sounds like? And all the guests you mentioned were our first choice. So we didn't have to go, oh, that person said no. I actually kind of thought they were going to say no because they're all, not just incredible artists themselves. They're really hardworking.
Yes.
They're always doing something, right? So
Yep.
I was going, oh man, we don't have time for us. We're always unsure of ourselves. We don't think, oh, we're so cool. People are going to come to our tour. We're always like really conservative and think, well, no one really likes us that much. So maybe they'll say no,
Mate, if Dragonforce puts out the call, you say yes. Everyone knows that. It's like you put your power sword out and everyone goes, yep, it's like the beacon. Man, everyone will drop what they're going to do and come join. I'm sure. 100%. That's how it works.
Yeah. And, it turns out really, really good. When I first heard the demos that came back from Alissa of Arch Enemy, I was going, fucking hell. Geez. I mean, what we're going to, I mean, this is just insane. I can imagine it, but actually hearing it is like with her voice and Mark's voice, I thought, wow, okay, what we're gonna do with this thing, Yeah, it's cool.
Oh man, it's unbelievable. I love it. And of course, some of the songs on here, I was showing my son before because he's like a mad gamer. He's 7, so he's all into all the games at the moment. And I showed him, mate, Power the Triforce, and he was like, what? Like, because he's all about it. So you've got that tackling that on the album. You've also got was it a Space Marine Corps, which is that Warhammer 40K?
That's Warhammer 40K.
That's
right. Yeah.
Hey, there we go. Another one. So a couple of the other ones got me stumped though. What's Burning Heart and Doomsday Party?
Well, those are not based on video games. Those are like non-game based songs actually. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Because I was like,
yeah,
I was trying to pick it. It was racking my brain. Are there any other songs that are based on video games on this album that I might have missed?
Pixel Prison is based on video games and Tron.
Ah, cool, awesome. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Who comes up with that? I mean, is it all of you guys? You go, I want to write a song about Legend of Zelda, or like who comes up with the sort of themes?
Sam and I talk about it and kind of decide how nerdy we want to get on this album.
Yeah.
And we just said, you know what, fuck it. We're just going to be ourselves. If you think we're real nerd, you know what? We want to be the king of nerds. With a guitar. I'm just kidding. But yeah, we just that's how we do it. It's just like the album cover, we designed the cover. We didn't draw it, but we made a little terrible, version of it that we drew and we sent it to the artwork guy and we said, can you draw this for us? And this is how we want. We want like Streets of Rage, Street Fighter, Double Dragon type kind of characters in the front, like we're fighting bad enemies coming at us. We're gonna kick their ass, and dragons at the back that's coming out of the arcade. That kind of thing. It's like it makes our job really fun, right? You can think about it. Dragonforce, we have a lot of fun doing it.
Absolutely. What was your game growing up? I think we're about the same age. So what was the one that got you?
Oh, I mean, I'm such a gamer that you can't really narrow down to one. Is it first person? Is it RPG? Is it real-time strategy, or is it turn-based strategy? There's so many good games. I don't know what to tell you. Really, you got to pick a category.
Oh, I don't know. But what was the first one for you? What was the one that kicked it all off?
I had like Atari 2600 when I was a kid back in Hong Kong. Nintendo Clock and Watch. I'm really old now. But the console that really made me go, wow, this is amazing, was the PC Engine, or they call it TurboGrafx 16s in the US. It was only released in US and Japan, and you got little game cartridges like that. And our type playing those kind of games. I don't know. That was a really cool gaming console. And I play everything: Atari ST, Amiga, Spectrum, crappy 48K Spectrum, all the way to Mega Drive, PC, you name it.
Oh man, that's awesome. That's awesome. Just like me. Now my son, I think I'm gonna. He's a new Dragonforce fan. So video games, I think, were the in for him. You know what I mean? So which for a lot of people were. Which I mean, obviously you get asked about all the time. There's Guitar Hero and stuff like that. That you contributed music to video games. how successful was that for the band in terms of keeping the lights on financially and things like that? Was it something that helped you guys in the background?
I mean, it definitely helped us so much to have that song and people get to hear it, right?
Yeah.
The hardest thing for any artist is to get people to hear the music. And Guitar Hero 3 definitely made a huge difference. And now, after so many years now, that was 2007. And now I meet people and they tell me things like, that song, I remember playing that with my dad. Or someone say, I remember playing with my brother. It was an incredible time of their life. And it really brings great memories for them, in all ages. And now, funny enough, it just happened a couple of days ago. We were on, Through the Fire and Flames was on the Despicable Me 4 television ad on the NFL playoff game. So like semifinal for American football. So that was like huge. My phone was just blowing up. People couldn't believe it. They saw on television, during the prime time slot. So hopefully more people will discover, Dragonforce and tell them, guitar music is pretty cool. Heavy metal is pretty cool. Come and check it out. Yeah.
Absolutely. Because now we've got like the TikTok and the Twitch and everything like that. There's a lot of young kids coming out of the woodwork now that are doing things that I could never dream of. I mean, you can obviously do, but young kids that are playing so advanced, you're probably seeing it all the time. Do you feel like you played a part in that? I mean, you probably hear that a lot of these kids going, Herman Li got me to pick up the guitar and now I'm shredding hard.
I mean, it's definitely cool to hear. I've met now professional musicians of the new generation, like Tim Henson from Polyphia, Paul Roland, who's a huge on YouTube, and that tells me, we grew up hearing the song, learn the song. So it's like it makes me feel a little bit old, but at the same time, it's great to see these musicians doing their own thing. They're not trying to copy it. It's just inspire them to be themselves. And that's very important. I always tell people, look, don't worry about trying to play fast like me. Be yourself, do you is more important than anything else.
Oh, that's awesome, man. And of course you got Alissa on bass now, she's incredible, man. Some of the runs on that new album, like, are mind-blowing. Where did she come from? Where'd you find her?
I'm living in Los Angeles now, and she's in LA. So she was recommended by a friend, and she really stepped up so many levels since joining the band. Because it's joining a band like Dragonforce. It's not that easy. You really got to get in there, and the shows are kind of maximum out, right? Go max out, and she's really good on performing, and she did a great job on the album. I didn't even go to the studio to see her record. I had confidence in her. She did it all. I didn't say a single thing like change this or anything. Yeah.
I've been watching videos, man. What an absolute gun bass player. Hey, like, and that's what I meant. She's pretty young, right? Like she's part of that new generation. Is that right? Mm-hmm. That are coming through?
Yeah, definitely. And she, how can I say it? She works really hard, and that's something that we wanted when we have a band member. Is talent is great, but the work ethic is the most important thing, because I always see the hard work takes over talent, because if you're talented, you don't do anything.
Yeah.
You can't tell me someone is talented in every single thing in the world. No way. Probably one or two things. So, then you're only good at two things. Someone that work hard can be good at so many things.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's the hard work thing, because there's you probably see it all the time. There's those dudes that just play in their bedroom that are absolute shredders, amazing songwriters, but they don't get out of the bedroom. They just go, nah, they're just too lazy. They go, meh. They could be, they just don't want to do the work. So
no, I appreciate those guys. Look, I think that those players are specialists, I call them.
Okay.
They're like your super nerds that I don't care how I look like. I don't care about having a girlfriend. I don't care about any of these things. I don't even care party.
Yeah.
I just concentrate on my one art that I care about. And I'm totally okay with that. There's just so many ways of expressing yourself. So do whatever you guys want to do. You guys want to make video on YouTube? That's fine. You want to go out, get drunk and party, play the guitar, few chords, three chords, do that,
Well, I remember reading an interview with Eddie Van Halen, and when his brother was out, when he was young, out, hitting the piss with his mates and going out, he would sit at home with a six-pack, a pack of durries, and just play guitar while he's, and that's where it came from, because he was like, nah, I don't want to go party, and that's why he became the GOAT, So.
And I'll tell you something about that. I actually did the same thing, so that's why I can really relate to that. I did. Look, my wife said I still look young. I can't believe you're at this age. I don't have any lines or anything. I said, well, I guess I just stayed at home in England, didn't see any sunshine. I only go out to gigs at night. I just play the guitar. I don't care about anything, So I just spent all this time doing it. And so when we did the band, the main reason for the Dragonforce existence at the beginning was like, you know what? I spent enough time practicing guitar. It's time to party, time to take this on the road. And that's what we did. That's why we started the band. We just want to go on tour and have fun,
Oh, man, that's it. And, your stage show has always been incredible. And I'm seeing the videos now. You've got the big dragons, and you've got the arcade. It's incredible. Is there anything that you guys have wanted to do over the years that was just like, nah, that's going to send us broke? Is there anything?
Well, funny you said that. I'll tell you that I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to BS you here. Is we wanted to do these things for years, but we couldn't do it back then when we had a manager, right? So after I got rid of the manager, it's like, oh, right, let's do it. I don't have to listen to this BS anymore telling me there's no budget. I see there's budget, I can make this budget work myself. So, since 2018, that's when we started doing work on our production, for the Extreme Power Metal tour. And now I manage pretty much the band, myself, with help from other people that, it made Dragonforce kind of come back full force again, that was missing I would say the couple albums of tours, before.
And it looks so exciting, man. I really hope to see it one day. But I've been watching all the videos, and you're hitting the road with Amaranthe next month, aren't you?
Mm-hmm, that's right.
That looks incredible.
We'll be over in Europe.
Oh,
yeah, it's going to be a fun tour. We just had them, being special guests on US tours, and now we're doing double headline in Europe. It's going to be a blast. I can't wait. Obviously we're going to bring all that firepower with us. The dragons, arcade machine, whatever, lasers, whatever you call it. And this is something we've been talking about it and trying to bring the show to Australia.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to Australia and then it's like, well, shit, it's just got a drum kit and a backdrop. It's like that's not what we do. We want people to have the fun time when they come. So, I hope I can make that happen.
Is there plans?
We've been talking about it for a while. So hopefully, it's just it costs so much money to bring all that shit over, and to do that every single show. So it's up to the fans. The fans got to shout about it. Then the promoters will hear it. It's like, what, we're going to pay that money to Dragonforce to bring everything to Australia.
I will pay it. I'm going to remortgage my house. Do it. I'm not going to tell my wife that, but I'm going to do it. So, but it's Dragonforce in my family is pretty special. You're my eldest daughter's favorite band. Her first show that I ever took her to was Dragonforce and Judas Priest in Brisbane. And mate, that was incredible. And just seeing her face light up, she's 23 and a mum and everything now, but Dragonforce still holds such a special place in her heart. And you probably hear that everywhere you go now. It's generational. And, I'm talking about my young son starting now. What does that mean to you?
Now that I'm a dad, I understand it even more, before I didn't, now it's definitely, look, we're lucky to have, these songs that appeal to a different generations of, fans. Yeah. And we see it now at the show that their dads and kids, on the show there, And then by Through the Fire and Flames, they're like dead. The kids like falling asleep completely on the shoulders, like dead. I'm saying, well, that dad is gonna have a hell of a time this weekend because that child gonna wake up screaming, getting that to bed. But it's fun. And our show, and I quote someone that said this, is if you want to bring someone to a heavy metal show that never heard metal, bring them to Dragonforce show because there's so many elements, there's so many fun stuff about it that now even crazier than like ever before. We make it's almost like going to a video game arcade, but
Yes.
It's just a heavy metal band instead. Yeah.
That's right. And now you're going to get all the Swifties too, because you've done that cover, which is spoilers, but man, it's pretty incredible. Like I was telling my daughter about it, and she's like, "What?" Like, didn't have that on my card.
Yeah. I do wonder what Taylor Swift gonna think about that song and all the Taylor Swift fans. But it's kind of funny. It's kind of part of what happened to me like 4 years ago. The last 4 years, I listened to a lot of Taylor Swift because my daughter was born, and I'm entertaining her with music and keeping her from crying and all this stuff. And I heard lots of Taylor Swift. She liked Black Sabbath. She liked Joe Satriani. She liked some metal, but she also liked Taylor Swift and some other pop stuff. So like, you know what? I heard that song so many times and watched that video so many times. I'm gonna make a cover of this and make it so the metal fans can listen to Taylor Swift and go, you know what? I'm okay with this. Taylor Swift is okay. It's metal because I've showed you it can be metal.
Yeah, Wildest Dreams. That's the one.
Yeah.
And I think, hey, you never know. Swifty might come and jump on stage one day.
You never know. Crazy things have happened in my life. So crazier things.
Yeah.
So here you never know.
That's right. Herman, it's been an absolute pleasure hanging out with you again, my friend. We're going to have all the links down here and on the website. My friend, you go forth and kick some ass and get down here to Australia because we need some dragons and some arcade magic. Let's fucking go.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for having me again. And I hope to be back in Australia sometime soon. All right.